Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm going to do another game review today. I'm sorry that I've been a little bit quiet recently. I just had other things going on in my life, so I'm going to start recording again as of this week, or as of this morning. It's now Monday morning, it's 1:34 in the morning. I got approached by a game developer via my email. The developer's name is Link7. I'm not going to say the actual name, just for privacy. And the game they wanted me to review was AH3AD. I'm not sure, I think that's actually supposed to say ahead, which is accurate to the game. This game reminds me of older games like Geometry Dash, but because you've got to change colours midway through, it's almost like Guitar Hero as well in a way, where you've got to hit the right colours at the right time. So imagine if Guitar Hero and Geometry Dash had a child together. This is it. Let me go ahead and show you some gameplay now. Hello everybody, this is a quick interjection by me after recording. I noticed when I was editing the video that I'm breathing very heavily in this, not only through my nose but my chest. You have to bear with me, I've got pretty bad asthma, and I also happen to be allergic to dogs, and I've been at my family's house today with the dogs, 3 dogs and 2 cats, and I'm heavily allergic, so my lungs have been kicking off at me today. That's why I sound a bit more out of breath than normal, so I do apologise. I've really tried to edit out, but it's very difficult because they're almost always attached to existing audio, and they're very, very small, and my editing software is not very good. That was just a little disclaimer. I'm sorry about that, guys. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. This game has got some cracking music in it, so let's go ahead and get right into it. There's no settings for the music, so I'm just going to turn this down manually. Alright, so there's currently 3 levels, each of which have, I think it's like 4 or 5 levels each, and this is early access, so there's still things being worked on. I love the style of this game. It's like, it reminds me of Hotline Miami style, that sort of neon flashing lights, catchy music. Let's start off with the easy levels. And I've done some of these already. You can see that I've got all the stars in these. World 1 is called Moonlit Mountains. So we start off at level 1 here. Okay, so it's pretty simple to start with. You get told brief instructions on the screen, which I really like. So space to jump, and then this will speed you up. And you want to get all the stars you can, of course. And these are checkpoints. Obviously jump over the red spiky things. Like that. And you can jump through single lines. Now the blue guy will turn off the blue boxes, and he'll turn them on when you need them for the first bit. You'll understand what I mean by this in a second. See this? So that's the first level complete. Now, second level. This is where it gets a little bit more tricky. So you don't need to know any other keys apart from space and the keys that will be shown on screen in a moment. Z turns on and off the blue boxes. Keep that in mind. So, not too bad so far. We're going to jump over here, we're going to turn it off, going to get the star and get a checkpoint. But it gets so much harder very quickly. You'll see in a second here. Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that. If you turn off and on the blue box too quickly, then it will force you to whichever side of the box you were at that point. And I think there's another star coming up in a second, if I remember rightly. Just there, that one's easy to miss, to be honest. That one's also pretty difficult to miss. The first time round I played these levels, I've redone these levels many, many times since. I'm just going to show you a little bit of gameplay, then I'm going to give this a little bit of a review afterwards. Without really realising, I'd actually recorded myself playing the full first world and the second world, and that wasn't my original plan. I just wanted to show a little bit of gameplay, and then we'd get into the actual review side of things. So instead I'm using my own voice on top of the original video so that I can explain the game without you having to watch me play the whole first 2 worlds. So let's get into the game, and let's just do a little bit of a review here. really, so far, I think the game is absolutely fantastic. I've had no problems whatsoever. There are some stars that are very hard to reach, but that's exactly the point of the game, and I'm totally okay with that. There are some stars that are super easy to get, but there are some that are a little bit glitched out. There are single white lines that you come across that's coming up on the screen right now, and there's some stars above those that you need to get onto in order to reach them. However, you can jump up to them from below and still collect the star without doing the hard bit of the puzzle. So that's one thing I found, but that's not a bad thing, and it's not a complaint. There was one thing that I think could be changed, and I think it's really a good idea, and that's just from my point of view, that's my opinion, is that every level you do should have a new synth song, because what I found was, when I first played the game, I was dying loads. I was failing loads and loads, but the song plays on repeat. So even if you have to try this level 100 times over, there's still the same song is playing, and that gets a little bit grinding on the ears. The songs are fantastic. The songs are super catchy, and I really like them, and they fit so well with this neon style that's going on the game. I think it's perfect. The difficulty varied. In the first world, it was very simple. I failed a load of times on the first world, but that's only because it was tricky first time round. The second world I found tricky all the time. Even when I started memorizing the routes, it got really difficult, and that's fine. It should be difficult, and it's good for that. I had no problems with this game. This review is not going to be very long because there's just nothing bad to point out. The improvements are minuscule, like music. Everything else about this game is absolutely spot on, perfect. When you start getting to the teal and the yellow rockets that you have to press simultaneously to turn things off, it starts getting very tricky. That's the bit I was referring to as being like Guitar Hero. You've got to hit them at the right time to use those powers, so it's very similar in that way. I actually really look forward to seeing this game progress and evolve. It's in early access now, and it's great. It's only asking for $2 at the moment. You don't have to pay $2. You can actually pay what you want for this one. It is a free game at the moment if you don't want to pay. However, I would definitely try and persuade you to pay, because it's a very cheap game and it's very well worth it. It's a very fun game. I'm very thankful to have the ability to review this game. I was approached directly by the developer, which is super flattering. I'm very humbled by that, and I'll put that out to any other developer watching this. If you want me to look at your game and provide some honest feedback, then get a hold of me. I don't mind. I'll do that, absolutely, no problem whatsoever. If you want to check this out, there'll be a link in the description below, so you can find this on itch.io, so you can find that straight away and play if you want to. Honestly, that's about it for the review. I don't see this video needing to go on any longer. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you like this or you enjoyed this, think about leaving a like and subscribing for me. Have a great day, everybody. Look after yourselves, and see you next time.